I guess you've kind of touched on, some of this, but with the words of wisdom. But do you have any, like choices that you're particularly proud of that you made in your life, and then choices that maybe you regret?
Okay, yeah. Regret, not sure. Fortunately,
Yeah.
I thought I might regret, doing the farm because year after year I was like doing all the work and so on. But that wasn't too much of a regret. That was actually good. The things proud of, I'm very kind of proud of the fact that I left engineering and went into English and made the move, because I was certainly more, English was a better match for me, for my skill set and for my inclinations and so on. And it also kind of worked reasonably well because it allowed David to go on and get his PhD in philosophy, and
Well, that's when you were working as
and
an
both of
engineer.
those choices worked well together eventually.
What's the story with that? What made you come to that choice that you wanted to switch?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, David. He was a assistant professor of mathematics at the University of Virginia.
No, University of Kentucky.
University of Kentucky. And I was as a PhD student in math at the University of Kentucky. And then somebody was bombed. Something was bombed. What was bombed? Something was bombed. Cambodia or
Yeah, it was.
Cambodia was the Christmas bombing of
Yeah,
Cambodia.
yeah.
And then
Vietnam War was.
the students at Kent State protested, and then the students at Ohio State got shot.
Kent State were shot and killed.
At Kent State,
Is that the thing
got
that
shot.
I heard
Yeah,
about
students
that?
at Kent State,
Oh, yeah.
Kent State got shot, and then students at the University of Kentucky started protesting, and our OTC building was burned. One of the suspects was a member of my feminist discussion group.
Not just a suspect, she's the one that did it.
She was caught standing in the street corner with a bottle that was full of something.
Not a great look.
So anyway, David said, I can't continue teaching mathematics now. Because what happens with mathematics is you teach mathematics and then your students graduate, and the students go with the military industrial complex, because that's where the jobs are. So he went to his department chair and said he was quitting. And his department chair said, well, no, don't quit now, quit at the end of the year and try to figure out what else you're going to do. So he did think of what else he was going to do, and he decided he was going to go back to school in philosophy and started applying to school in philosophy. And what about me? What am I going to do? Well, you can get a job and support me. Which is what I did. I got a job as an engineer at GM. So I have a series of, I'm the first woman, etc. I was the first woman at this plant in GM, first ever. It was a nice plant. I had a golf cart. I was driving. It was 10 acres under roof, so I had to drive myself all over the place. So I was an engineer there for a year, and then I decided this is not good. I would go home at 12:30 in the morning or 2:30 in the morning if we go bowling after work, and everybody would be asleep.
Home being the Schweikert commune.
Yeah,
Oh.
and sleep, and I'll try to go to sleep at 4 or something, and then I'd wake up around noon, and everybody would be getting ready to do something fun, like play tennis or something. And I thought, oh, there's something wrong with this picture. What I would have to do when I get up at noon was eat and get myself ready to go to work. I have to be at work at 4 until 12:30 at night. So I said, there's something wrong with this picture. So I decided I was going to quit, but the question was how. So I got pregnant with Karen, and that allowed me to get a maternity leave, and allowed me during maternity leave to figure out what I was going to do. And during maternity leave, I tried to apply for graduate programs all over the place at Ohio State. And the only one that would accept me was the English department. They were vulnerable to my persistence. I kept bugging them and bugging them and bugging them. And finally said, okay, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna take the graduate record exam test, and we will make our decision depending on that test. You know, it's like the SAT. And I had become very good at taking tests. This must have been about the 4th time I was taking this test. And so, of course, I aced the test. And so they had to take me in. So that's how. And I'm actually quite proud of that. God, it gave me a professional career that I am happy with, I like the line of research I finally ended up in, and I like the fact that I was able to be productive, get some stuff done. So that's...
All right.
So it's important
More life lessons.
when you're older to look back and feel that, the regrets are not so bad, and that there's actually a decision that was a very good thing to do. Yeah, it's important to get into a good line of work. Yeah, it's important to get into a good line of work.